Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Behind the Curtain. I am your host, Gio Battaglia. Super excited about this week's episode. Today on Behind the Curtain, we are joined by Rochester native and rising comedian Julia Leahy, the creator behind the viral TikTok account More Pesto Please. Julia, how are you?
I'm so great. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So glad that we could finally sit down and talk because with how local you are and just the rise that you've had, we're going to get into definitely some things that Rochesterians can connect to and then talk a little bit about what you're doing now, which is just even more exciting.
Yes, we love it.
So for anyone who hasn't discovered you yet, how do you introduce yourself and what you do?
Okay, my name is Julia. I am a content creator and comedian. I have recently kind of been in the stand-up game, but traditionally I am an internet jokester, and that's it.
Now, let's talk about comedy first before we get to TikTok. You just headlined your first show in New York City earlier this month, which is so exciting. Talk a little bit about how that came to be and what preparing for that was like.
Yeah, so last week or 2 weeks ago now was the New York Comedy Festival. So that was not just my show. That was like a whole week of highlighting comedians, like big comedians all around the city. And I was fortunate enough to get a slot, and I headlined my own show, and it was awesome, and it sold out, and it was so fun. And it was a little nerve-wracking. I've never had that much time before, like done a set that long before, but she did it. So
how do you prepare for that? I mean, I know that you have your TikToks and everything you do is funny. Everyone laughs at everything that you post. But how do you kind of transform that for a in-person comedy set?
Well, I'm very lucky. I had a lot of practice this year because I actually just got off of a tour. I co-headlined a stand-up comedy tour with Connor Willie. He's another comedy content creator on the internet. And the two of us kind of joined forces, and we had a little traveling stand-up show, and we performed all around the country. I think we had like between maybe 12 and 15 shows, sold out in at least one show in every state. And it was so successful, and it was so fun. And I mean, truly, like, practice makes perfect. So just doing that over and over again was hands down like the best preparation I could have possibly done. So that was an amazing experience.
Now, you grew up in Rochester, as I stated when I introduced you, and you went to Catholic school your whole life.
I did, 12 years.
Talk a little bit about that upbringing and how it sort of has shaped your humor.
I loved growing up here. I do really like Rochester. I'm a theater kid, reformed, and I did theater. I went to Mercy. I did theater there, and I just also did a ton of community theater, and that is like really what like, it's just such a strong theater community here. It's so big. There's so many amazing people. I've met like so many great connections through Rochester theater still that are some of my like best friends to this day. So that if anything shaped like how I'm doing what I'm doing now. But as far as the Catholic school goes, I think Catholic school just lends itself to a lot of very interesting tales. And I think anyone who has gone through 12 plus years of Catholic school can tell you that it maybe gives you a little sprinkle of trauma that lends to just a stellar personality.
Which has resulted in More Pesto Please.
That's the roundabout answer.
I do want to ask quick, when you do your comedy shows, our community theater scene here in Rochester, as you said, is so strong. Does that fulfill your desire for performing and theater and everything like that when you are doing these comedy shows?
Yes and no. Acting is like forever will be the thing I love the most. Like, I would love to get back up on a stage one of these days, and that is the goal. That's what we're trying to do. If anyone's hiring, no, but it is so great to be able to perform live again. And I mean, there is like an aspect of like you're learning lines, I guess. You're just writing them too.
Right.
But I do love the live aspect. I do. Like, I don't know. I just drink in performing. I just love attention, I guess. The ego.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you realized people thought you were funny?
People thought I was funny? I don't know. I mean, at Mercy, I was in like a speech and debate club where I gave like I'm not kidding, like a 15-minute speech about how much I love Meryl Streep, and I think that just like was a really great precursor to what was to come. I don't know. Okay, I have been told by my friends that like I'm very much how I am on the internet is how I am in real life.
Sure.
So that I take a lot of pride in because I want to be like as authentic as possible. But I think I like actually talk like this and I don't know.
It just carries over.
I guess so. Yeah, people seem to like it and I seem to whatever, you know.
Back to Meryl Streep. How excited are you for Devil Wears Prada 2?
Love. And I've been hearing tell that there's like a stage show.
That would be phenomenal.
Works.
Maybe
and if
you
I'm
could
not
come to
there,
Rochester.
I'll be very upset.
You could be in the show if it ever comes to Rochester.
I know.
That will be your return to theater.
That would be that. I am Miranda.
Yes.
Entering. I recently was at a movie premiere that she was at, so I was like a good maybe like 20 feet from her, and I cried and also threw up in my mouth a little bit.
What have those experiences been like for you? Movie premieres. I saw that Charlie Puth reposted your TikTok a few days ago. It's just like, is it just casual now for you to see those notifications?
Stuff like that is always like, what is going on? That is so silly. But the movie premiere stuff, I is so cool. Hands down, like my favorite part of this journey has been getting to like attend events and red carpets and stuff like that. I've actually like within the last month have been hosting a few red carpets. It's so fun. I love it so much. Like it's been such a dream come true. And I guess that's just like living in New York City lends yourself to like being like ready and able to tackle all those kind of opportunities because that's where they are. And I just love it. It is by far the coolest part of this, and I like do not like take 1 second of it for granted. It is so surreal and I'm obsessed.
I love that. Getting back into a little bit of your background here, I was reading some bios for you. What was your family's reaction when you shifted from wanting to be an OBGYN to the content and pursuing comedy that you do today?
Thank you so much for bringing up that traumatic event. If you don't know, I wanted to be an OBGYN. When I was in high school, I took like all these like science and pre-health like classes. I was very devoted. And then I got the opportunity to shadow at Strong Hospital. And I saw what OBGYNs have to do on the daily. And let's just say a baby was born, mazel. And I fainted so violently. I just absolutely teleported to the floor. Like bloody nose, unconscious, woke up in a different room, and I was like, I don't think STEM is the field for me. So I have the most supportive, loving family in the world, and they were like, girl, get out of there, do what you want. And so thank God for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really just helps you back your dreams and help you get started on what you want to do, is to have that supportive system, which brings us to more pesto, please. So talk about starting your account. Was there one video that clicked? Was it slow and steady? What is your TikTok journey and social media?
Sure. I started it, I would say, during the lockdown. I was sent home from college. I went to Fordham in New York City, and I was sent home. So I was back in Rochester, couldn't see any of my friends, very bored, and so it just kind of started as like a very silly little thing to connect with my friends. I gained a very small following on my own, and it was growing like slowly but surely. And then I guess a moment that it, like was viral is what you asked.
Yeah.
I had one video that really like sparked it all, and it was a hilarious story about how I had matched with a man on Tinder, and he asked me what kind of music I liked. I said I really liked Tom Petty, and I had just seen him in concert with my dad right before he died. And the guy said, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know what it's like to lose a parent. I just lost my mom. It's so tough. And then I was like, oh my God, I meant when Tom Petty died, not my dad. My dad is alive. And I told that story on the internet, and I was like freaking out because I was just so embarrassed. And it like totally blew up, a couple million views. And I don't know, it just from there, it just very like, I guess people just like the way I tell tales.
Yeah.
And so it just grew. And when I graduated college, I got a degree in film and television, but it was right during the writer's strike. So none of my friends were really finding jobs. And I was like, I'm going to take this opportunity and see if I can make a living off of this. This little platform that I've found myself with. And it just kept growing, and I've been very lucky. And here I am somehow doing it for a job.
I love that.
Or trying to, rather.
It's nice when those things kind of happen unexpected, don't they?
It's so nice. It's so nice.
When you were at college, you interned at Atlantic Pictures, correct?
I did.
Talk a little bit about that experience and how has that industry knowledge kind of changed the way you think about creating?
It was like a very interesting, like I'm glad I did it, and I learned some good stuff, but it definitely like solidified for me that I knew I'd want to be in like some sort of creative position, because I majored in film and television at Fordham, and I thought production was the way to go. But once I was like hands-on in that world, I was like, yeah, I think I need to be like, I just grew up a very creative person. I knew that like sitting, editing, the technical side of things was, or like scheduling or whatnot, just not my place. So I kind of shifted after my internship at Atlantic, which I'm very surprised you found that, by the way. You dug for that. After that, I took some writing classes, and I was a little bit more determined to try to make it in the comedy writing, like television writing field. But then again, when I graduated, it was the strike, and so this opportunity just kind of fell into my lap, and I was like, well, I'm kind of comedy writing if you think about it. Yeah. I'm just doing it for my own mouth.
Right.
So
improv at its finest. Whatever
everywhere.
Comes out. And you structure your stories so well when you post them on TikTok.
Thanks.
It never fails to make me laugh at Julia Leahy video, obviously, unless there's a serious tone to it.
God bless.
But with the movie premieres and everything that we've talked about, you've also collaborated with some big creators. You recently appeared, help me with his last name here, Drew Afwalo. Yes. Yeah. What was that experience like behind the scenes?
That was a while ago. It was a couple years ago. She has a podcast. She's huge online, and she's so hilarious and an amazing creator. But she has a podcast, and that was really cool. I flew out to LA to film that. And that, if anything, I'm just like so grateful for the connections that opened up for me, because I just met a lot of really cool people that like have also been on her podcast or know her or whatnot in New York. So made a few friends through that. I think the collaboration that like most recently has helped me has been doing my tour with Connor Willie, like I said before. So yeah, he's hysterical. He's a internet comedy content creator, like skit kind of stuff. And people a lot of time used to tell us that we sound alike. Like we have a very similar cadence. And so we were like, let's do something together, because obviously we have a very similar audience here. And so this kid and I freaking went around the country doing stand-up. So that is the collaboration that has benefited me the most, because it was so awesome. It was such an incredible experience. The people that we met, that was like my favorite part, was just meeting other hilarious people, because comedians would open for us on our shows everywhere. So it was so cool, and we 1000% will extend the tour, and in 2026 we'll hit some more cities and do some more live shows, because we like stumbled upon something great, and we were like, yeah, let's keep doing this. This is so fun.
How does it feel to go from that New York City life and all the things that are happening on your day to day, and then come home for the holidays and see your family and just kind of, I don't know, be reminded of how it all kind of started? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it here. I love my family. I love my friends. So I do love coming home. I don't know if I could like be here for more than like, I don't know.
That's
maybe
fine.
Like 2 weeks is my limit. But no, I love coming back in the summer. I love a Rochester summer. And I don't stand for the Rochester slander. I will happily come back here anytime, because good. I need a Village Bakery coffee and a DeBella's sub ASAP.
Are those top two on your checklist of what you have to hit? Oh my God, of course.
I love DeBella's. I don't know what it is. But no, I love coming back. I love when I get to take a little break from the city and come back.
In addition to the tour, correct me if I'm wrong, you also started your own podcast, correct?
I did. I took a break this year for the tour, because it was just so much traveling. But yeah, that was super cool. And I did my own podcast, did it all myself, like all the technical editing and everything. Quickly learned, if my internship did not prove this enough, I'm not a technologically savvy girl. And production is not my strong suit. So I would not say the production quality was like top tier. Like this is, I'm like looking at this mic and I'm like blown away. This is beautiful and amazing. It was like very much like in my apartment, my own little makeshift studio. I just bought some lights and a camera and some equipment and tried to do it myself. I would love to revisit podcasting with maybe some outside help from people whose job it is to make good quality podcasts. Because let me tell you something, editing, not my strong suit. I've tried my best though.
I love that. Do you see yourself eventually doing any other types of comedy and kind of interweaving it into your act, or do you think you're going to kind of stick with what is your set for now?
I think I would love to always be doing something new and changing. I again, like love theater, and I've really been like in that space recently. I've been collaborating with a lot of like theater media companies and theater creators. I just love it. I'm such a Broadway nerd. Like I love it. So I would love to just continue in that space. I would love to one day have an opportunity to do some sort of acting, comedy acting. I mean, that is like the dream come true. So that's where I'm pushing right now. But for now, I do really love the live shows. I want to keep doing them. I would love to get like a more consistent web show up and running. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes. Oh my God, of course. During the shows when you're on tours, do you get a chance to talk with the people that came and saw it after it all?
Yes, I do. Like, I love to meet everyone. It's so cool. And talk about surreal. I also, like, I have like the worst case of imposter syndrome. Sure. I'm like, hey guys, I'm just some girl from the street. Like, please, no need to like pay money to see me. But that's what it is. So, but it's so cool to meet people that came out and, you know, paid $20 and sacrificed a night to see me literally tell stories. It's not even, jokes is like so strong. It's just stories in like an interesting way, and people like it, and it's crazy. And I am so thankful, because that's insane. And if I think about it too much, I like get introspective, so I won't. But
just to look into it a little deeper and tell me if we're taking it too far. But
dive in.
Right. How does it feel to kind of hold that power, for lack of a better term, of, you know, letting people escape for a night? You say sacrifice a night, but I say they escape for a night and can laugh with you.
Oh, how does it feel? Stupid. It feels crazy. It's like I'm not here to like be someone's like hero or outlet. I'm literally just telling silly little stories, and if people find enjoyment in them, like Godspeed, you know. It's so silly, but it's really cool. It's so cool. I can't like I can't wrap my head around it that people like pay money to see a live show from me. I just can't, like, I'm such a, I don't know. I'm like, guys, you can see me on the, like, I take the 2 train. Like, you can just catch me on the train after this. Like,
follow me home.
No, seriously, come on over. Does anyone want like a meal? I'll cook, whatever.
Is there any city on the tour that you never thought that you would perform in? Is there like a craziest city that you didn't expect to travel to?
I had never been to Phoenix, Arizona. So that was and I'd never been to Arizona, the state. That was really cool. I'd never seen it. A lot of cacti. We did like a big Southern California run, so that was really cool. I'd been to LA, but I'd never been to like San Diego. That was awesome. And I think one of our top shows was probably Chicago. Chicago has like such a rich, amazing stand-up scene, and performed there, and also at Chicago's Second City location, which is like an improv training school, which was a crazy cool opportunity. So yeah, those were some pretty like surreal moments, like, and not to mention performing here.
Oh, for sure.
Which was insane, because I'm pretty sure every single human being I've ever met in my life was there. I think it was our most highly attended show. I think it was over 200 tickets sold. Wow. at the Carlson. And I was like, is that my second grade teacher? It was crazy.
Aw, such a support system here that's strong for you.
Amazing. That's, I guess, Catholic school, I guess. We'll do that.
Keeps you connected to everyone.
Yeah, right? Everyone
and
knows everyone.
Yeah, you have those local connections aside from being here, not to dox anyone, but your aunt works in the Webster Central School District.
She does, Mrs. Leahy.
Yes, you worked at
her.
Yolickety. We got to give the shout out to Lauren.
I did work at Yolickety. I was back there slinging the froyo.
Yelling at someone over toppings or someone yelling at you for sure.
Yeah, just getting kids scrubby hands out of the communal topping bin. Yeah.
Never a dull moment. And it always comes full circle.
It always comes back to Yolickety frozen desserts.
Yes.
And those are words I live by.
Is that on your list of places you have to hit up when you come back? It's all right. It's all right.
It's not.
It's okay.
It's delicious frozen yogurt.
For sure.
I don't know. If I'm gonna get ice cream when I'm home, I'm going to Abbott's.
Yes, of course. Do you think when, or if it's already set in motion, when the dates continue for 2026, you'll be in those same venues? Is it laid out at all?
No, nothing is planned.
Oh,
we don't
okay.
even have anything like I just know Connor well enough that we're like, yeah, we'll keep doing this for sure. I would love this again. None of this is like set in stone, but I would love to. I don't think we did enough like East Coast. I really want to do like Philly, Baltimore, DC, Atlanta, maybe Tampa. I really want to hit all the East Coast cities because we didn't do that last time. And yeah, I would love to get out there. We did do 2 shows in Denver and they were amazing. I would love to return to Colorado. I really liked the Colorado crowd. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see where the tour takes you next, you and Connor next. That'll be so good. And obviously you'll keep posting on TikTok and we'll be able to keep laughing.
I certainly will. Hopefully every day.
Yes.
If I want my ratings to stay up.
Is that how do you kind of monitor that data?
Oh, it's like a whole science that like even I don't know if I'm doing everything right. Once you are creating consistently, they like all the platforms provide you with analytics that you can see like, oh, here's what time my followers are most active and here's my followers demographics, so I should post this to appeal to this. It is, and there are some people that like take that very, very like technically and are really good about. I definitely could be better about like using the science to my advantage and like optimizing my content, but I think I try my best to be like as authentic as possible. And sometimes I come up with a good idea at like 9 a.m. and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to post this, like whatever. And so that might not be the most perfect posting time, but I try to just post when something comes to me and post the most be as real as I can.
It does keep that authenticity because those spur of the moment stories aren't something that you can plan rather than like the other influencers or other categories of influencers that do like the get ready with me's or like something that will stay consistent.
Yeah. And there is definitely something to be said about like, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's so smart. Get ready with me. It's just like so easy to do brand partnerships, like sponsored content and product placement and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, I'm just sitting here telling tales. Like, I don't know how much that lends itself to being like marketable. But then on the other hand, I'm like, if I've proved anything to myself, it's that I can talk about pretty much anything.
For sure. And people will listen.
I'm just going to keep yapping. And if anyone wants to pay me to yap, I will happily yap for money.
Well, we will listen to Yap anytime, Julia Leahy. Thank you so much for coming on Behind the Curtain today.
This is lovely.
Oh my God, I'm so glad. More pesto, please. You can find Miss Julia Leahy over on TikTok, Instagram, all the social medias. You will be able to find it on the website for News 8. That is rochesterfirst.com. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Behind the Curtain. We will see you next week. Take care.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.